Ladies and gentlemen, this is another dark day for law enforcement and public safety here in California, and especially Stanislaus County. My civil team was out serving civil process eviction notices, and in the process of doing that, we've had 2 people shot and killed. A deputy sheriff is dead, as well as a civilian. At this point, we believe the suspect is barricaded inside of the apartment complex. We don't know anything about him. We don't know what the motive is behind this shooting. All we know is that we have 2 people dead and a deputy sheriff. One of my valued members of my team is dead.
Is he a victim?
At this point, what we're doing is we believe we have the suspect contained. We don't know that for sure. We don't believe that there's any additional threat to public safety or the community. We have a perimeter around the apartment complex with multiple SWAT teams from multiple agencies. At this point, the situation is under control. We're simply trying to determine where the suspect is at or if he's even still in the apartment. At this point, it's a slow process. It's a slow, cautious process as we proceed so that hopefully nobody else is injured or killed as a result of what's happened today. We have multiple agencies on scene, from the California Highway Patrol to my colleagues in Merced County, Sheriff Mark Pazin, from San Joaquin County, Sheriff Steve Moore, and multiple local law enforcement agencies, including the Modesto Police Department. I'm happy to answer any other questions you may have. Understand this is very preliminary, and as soon as we have more information, I'm happy to share it with you.
Sheriff, who is the civilian?
We don't know who the civilian is. We are not going to identify anyone until proper notification has been made, and I have not been briefed as to who the civilian was or is and why they were there.
Why is the bomb squad out here?
We are deploying the bomb team because we believe there may be other explosive devices inside the apartment. It's done out of an abundance of caution.
What were they doing at the apartment? Were they serving eviction papers?
Yes, it's a civil process eviction service that was taking place when the shooting occurred.
And when did this occur, the eviction notice?
Just before the deputy on scene called for assistance, letting us know that there was 2 people down. I don't have the exact time.
So the deputies went together, they were partners? The other partner called it in?
Yes, my civil team travels in pairs when they serve civil process. It's 2 uniformed deputy sheriffs that serve civil process.
It looks like you took this very personally.
As you know, despite the harsh reality of our economic climate and the drastic budget cuts and staffing cuts I've taken, there's no excuse for this. There's no excuse for this.
Can you tell us about the deputy, a little bit about him?
At this point, no. I'm not going to release any information on the deputy sheriff until we make appropriate notification to his family.
What about the suspect? Do we know if he was anti-law enforcement?
Don't know anything about the suspect yet.
There's talk of him having military training. Has that been confirmed?
I've heard that, but I can't confirm that. We don't know anything about him. We're doing that research right now. The sheriff's homicide team is doing interviews and trying to get the background on the suspect.
Have you guys communicated with the suspect at all?
Not to my knowledge.
You said other explosive devices. Have you already found an explosive device?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
We've deployed our teams out of an abundance of caution just to make sure that we hopefully end this without any further tragedy or death.
Is the suspect alone?
Well, I don't know that.
Sheriff, the deputy left to actually shot the suspect or shot at him?
My deputies did not return fire that I know of.
You said there's no threat to public safety. Are there any evacuations with the area?
Evacuations have already taken place. The multiple SWAT teams and officers on the scene have already evacuated all of the citizens from the surrounding apartment complexes to ensure their safety.
Do we know anything about the confrontation? Were they able to knock on the door and open fire?
We don't know any of those details yet until we talk to our deputy sheriffs who were on scene when this tragedy occurred. At this point, what I'm going to ask you to do is just kind of hang out until we get more information. I'll share it with you as time allows, but my primary message to the community, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of the deputy sheriff and the civilian who was killed today. I am overwhelmingly frustrated with the fact that we don't have sufficient resources to protect the community. Thank you.